I'm going to show you how to create an assessment using Google Forms that you can use with your students in your classroom. Once you've logged into your school Google account, go into your Google Drive and click on New. Go down to More and select Google Forms. It will pop up just like this in a different tab. It's just the defaulted version. So we're going to go ahead and give it a title. Quiz 1, 2, 3. So it automatically saves it, and it automatically saves it in your drive as that. And if you go back to your drive, it will be right there. Quiz 1, 2, 3. What we're going to do is, because we want to make it a quiz, we're going to go over to the little turn guy and click on Settings. This requires it just for AACPS users, so that'll be our students, and they'll log in using their accounts. We're going to limit it to 1 response per student. That way they don't go back and change it. You can always redo it if you don't want to use it as a grade. We're going to go over to presentation. We're going to have them see the progress bar so they know how far they've came. And we can always have a message at the end. Thank you. This is if you don't mind the order of the questions, but I'll show you why I'm going to not check this off. Go into quizzes and select make this a quiz. Now we'll have point values, and we can even do auto grading if you know everything has a specific answer. So if you know it automatically has a specific answer, you can hit release the grade immediately after the submission. If you want to check back on your students' answers, then click later after manual review. We'll leave these open so that way my respondent, my kids, can see what questions they've missed, the correct answers, and the point values. So go ahead and click on Save. So after doing Google Forms for assessment several times, I've learned by trial and error, I've gone through and it shows up their answers in the response, like what they've wrote, based on their student ID number. That's helpful if you only have a handful of kids doing it, but when you have over 100, it kind of is terrible. So we're going to make our first question. We're going to say, what is your last name? That way it'll sort their answers by their last name. So it automatically knows it's going to be a short answer. We're going to make this answer key 0 because that's not fair. And we're going to make this required. So students cannot miss this question. They can't move on unless they've answered it. So the same thing, we're going to do, what is your first name? And we're going to make that required. Same thing. So they'll type in their name here. If you want, you can have a whole different section. So this can be a section, and then the kids will have to hit next, and then this next section will pop up. That's optional. You don't have to do it, but if you want to, that's fine. Now we're going to get into the types of questions. So the good thing about Google Forms is that it allows a ton of different types of question. You've already seen the short answer. They have one for a paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down. This is good if it's more than one correct answer to get them ready for park and whatnot. Scales, multiple choice grids, check boxes, date and time. So I'm going to show you the most common ones today. So we'll just say, what type of rock is formed through compacting and cementing of sediment? So we're going to make this one a multiple choice, and we're going to say sedimentary rock, metamorphic, my spone, metamorphic rock, and igneous rock. This is a neat option to add other. That way you can see if they think that it's not any of these, they can choose which one. That way you can kind of see some misunderstandings. It allows for some good reteaching. We're going to make this required, and we're going to make this worth 1 point. And we know that it is sedimentary rock. That is the answer. So we're going to add another question, and we will say, so we're going to add another type of question. We're going to say, which type of rock is formed by the cooling of. And we're going to make this one a short answer. We're going to make this required, and we are going to add our answer key. So we know this is igneous rock. So whatever you type here is the only thing that is allowed to be accepted. And if I misspelled it like I just did, obviously all the kids will get it wrong. So we will type big names. If you know that it's a tough one that they are going to spell wrong, spell it wrong. That way they can accept it, if you don't care about spelling. Or we'll add in rock. So all other answers are incorrect. We're going to make this one worth 1 point. All right. We're going to do one more type of question. We are going to do a checkbox. So my question is going to say, what characteristics pertain to met? So we're going to choose one that is not going to be on here. So we'll say the metamorphic rocks, they're formed by heat and pressure. We can say wavy bands. We'll say formed deep in earth. And our last one, we'll say may contains fossils. So we're going to make this one required. We're going to add our answer key. This one is going to, we'll make it worth 3 points. So we're going to say it is those three. And they have to hit those three to get their 3 points. What's also neat is that here we can add a picture if we really wanted to go along with the question. So these are the different options that you have. We'll just go ahead and search for metamorphic rock. So we will choose, this one looks great. Go ahead. So that way the kids will see this once they answer that question. Hopefully it'll help them out. If you wanted to change the way it looked, you can click here. I don't really mind that much. What's neat is that you can preview it. So my address, when the kids get it, it'll have their student ID number. It'll be recorded. So they don't even worry about that one. So we'll go ahead and try it out. My last name is Hello. My first name is Hello. So what type of rock is formed through sedimentary rock? And the kids can see that it's worth 1 point. This is what it will look like when the kids access your form. What type of rock is formed by the cooling of lava or magma? Make sure I'll spell it right this time. That's worth 1. And then what characteristics pertain to... I'm just going to change this so you can see what happens. And then what characteristics pertain to metamorphic rocks? We'll say all the ones that are correct. I'm going to hit submit. And it'll say thank you. So now I'm going to go back over to my actual form. This is your view of it. And as you see, it says 1 person responded. So we'll look. And you can check out the responses just all together as a summary based on each question. And you can pan over the questions that way. Or by individual. So it'll say here in your view, because you're asking just kids to do it, 795663 or whatever. And you're going to have to look on Chancery to find out who the kid actually is. But if it says it here, it'll say, oh, there's Molly, and she got 4 out of 5 right. So we know this was made out of 0 because we weren't going to test them on that one. So if we look, the first one, I got it right. It was worth 1 point. This one, which type of rock is formed? I got it wrong. 0. If someone here had chosen igneous, but it was spelled way out of my comfort zone, you can go in and edit and give them the point that they want, or not. And then down here, what characteristics pertain? I got all of them right as well. If for some reason they got one of them wrong and you want to deduct a point, you can go ahead and edit it. And then you hit save. So this is an amazing way for a quick and easy grade. There's a lot of other questions you could choose, a lot of different types, but I just wanted to give you the cut and dry of it. Hope this helps.